Hello guys, welcome back to the Kotlin series. In our previous video we have studied about the if expression in Kotlin. Today we're gonna learn about the string comparison in Kotlin. Okay, so we're gonna figure out one by one what are the types of checks available in Kotlin. Let's take our first example. First we are going to compare two strings with the equality operator. So let's start with our first example. Val color lavender, second val color 2 lavender, and now I'm going to check whether these two strings are equal or not. So if color equality operator color 2, if this condition is true, then simply print it equal, else print not equal. Let's execute it. So here we got the output equal. Now what equality operator exactly does in Kotlin is that it only compares the data or variables. In other languages, this equality operator is generally used to compare the references, but in Kotlin, it compares the data or variables. So it simply compares the value of lavender to lavender and prints equal. Let's move to our second example, and let me just remove all of this stuff. Okay, so our second example is of equals method. It behaves just like equality operator, but it behaves differently in case of float and double comparison. So let's dive into this a little deeper and let's see. Val num 20, val num 2 40, and simply printed num equals num 2. This will going to print true if this condition is true, else false. So as you can see, I've mentioned two different values here, so it will going to print false. And now what if I make it to 20, and let's execute it, and we got the output true. Let me take another example of this. Val name Tarun, and this time I'm going to write T in a lowercase here, Tarun, and just simply print it name equals name 2. So let's execute it. This time it returns as false. Okay, so what happens here? And it makes sense here because T here is in uppercase and T here is in lowercase. So equals method checks for case sensitive as well. So how can I avoid this? By simply pass a parameter here, true. So it will simply going to ignore the case sensitivity here. Let me execute it, and this time we got true. So please make note of this. Okay, so now let's compare the float value with the -0 and +0. Val negative minus 0.0, val positive 0.0 f, and make it a f as well, which stands for float value, and simply printed negative equals positive. So let me execute it, and here we got the output as false, because for equals method, in case of float and double, -0.0 is considered less than 0.0, so it returns false. Okay, so now move to our last example. The third equality operator is referential equality operator, and this is used to compare the reference of two variable or object. It returns true if the two variables are pointing to the same object. Let's do its example. Val num1 is equal to 20, val num2 is equal to 20, and simply print it num1 referential operator num2. Okay, so let me just tell you one thing. In case of primitive data type, referential equality operator only checks the value. So for this, it will going to return me true. Let me execute it, and here we got the output as true. So let's see another example with wrapper class. Val num1 is equal to integer, which is the wrapper class, which we have already done in Java. So this is the concept from Java. 25, val num2 is equal to integer 25, and simply print it num1 referential equality operator num2, and let me just execute it, and this time we got the output as false. So in case of wrapper class, the referential equality operator compares the references of the object. So in this case, num1 and num2 both refers to different objects. That's why we got false as an output. I hope you find this easy. This is it for the video. Thank you for watching.